listening to Clash Royale Radio with Dylan and Caleb in 3, 2, 1.
And welcome back to Clash Royale Radio, episode number 48. I am your host, Dylan. And guys, this week, we're going to be talking about the new Evolution iDrag, the balance changes, and then we got a deck spotlight featured by Treck. And then we'll talk about our card MVP at the very last of it. And guys, it's not just me today. We got my man, Caleb. What's up?
Let's go. Hello.
And then we got Treck.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
Welcome back, Treck. I think it was like episode 28. I think it's what it was. Was the last time you were on?
Yeah.
Now it's on 40.
Yeah.
So, heck yeah, man. And for those of you that don't know Treck, I think he was a top, 500 finish or so, I think.
I think it was 608.
Okay,
yeah, 608.
Yeah, 600. And he's been awesome in the community in Discord and stuff. So, I'm super excited for you to be on the show again.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
But yeah, guys, if you haven't already, join the Discord. All the links will be down in the description below or the show notes, however you guys are listening. And all you do is click that link and you're literally invited and you're right there. So all right. So Caleb, it's about time you're on the show, my man.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a hot minute.
So you kind of took a huge step back on Clash and now you're on Moko now. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm on Moko. I've taken a little step back from Moko. However, Chapter 2 is coming out, so I'm going to be heavily on board on that now. And then I'm somehow got back into Call of Dragons, so that's the only two games I'm playing. I don't know why I fell back from Clash Royale. I think it just didn't feel fun no more, so I just took a step back.
I don't know if it is for you for Treck. I don't know how it is for you, but for me, I think the game's got more fun. I don't know what it is. I don't know if maybe the game's gotten a little bit more popular. I don't know if that's why, but I don't know. I'm having a blast.
Yeah, I think it's like really fun, especially with like the last few Evos that have come into the game. I mean, we got like Evo Witch, Evo iDrag now, and Evo XE that are just so fun to play.
Yeah, Evo iDrag is by far my favorite evolution. I mean, I play Lava Hound most of the time, so I'm back to playing Lava Hound now, I guess, and absolutely loving the iDrag. It is so fun, and it can be so good in certain situations. You get a ton of.
Oh yeah, I know. Like, and if you get it with the fully charged like beam,
yes.
It just destroys everything. It's crazy.
Even Swarm, like like it'll melt.
Yeah.
It's nuts. It's crazy. But all right, guys, we're going to be talking. We got some Clash news, and mainly the last season, the top 10 finishes, and let's talk about the number 1 finish. And I think it was. What was his name? Best Fast or
Betfast.
Yes, he finished number 1 in the world again. I think he finished number 1 like a couple seasons ago with 3.0 Expo. It's absolutely insane. I think I'm over here trying to play Expo, especially 3.0, because it's just so defensive, and I get wrecked. I don't even know how to play it, but I just try. But it's crazy that somebody playing Expo finished number 1 again. You know, that's nuts.
Yeah, didn't it happen? It didn't happen last season, but it was the season before then. I believe he got a top 1 finish too. It's insane.
Yeah, I think so. And what's crazy about that, the first time he got number 1, for him to get number 1 that season, he had to play RG. I think it was RG Monk, and he ended up winning. Like, who wins that? That's dumb.
Yeah, especially because with the Monk, they can retarget the Expo shots even when it's targeted onto the tower.
Yep.
It's insane.
So, Kayla, what do you think about 3.0 getting number 1? Unheard of.
That's pretty insane. That is very unheard of, yeah.
Have you ever played Expo, Caleb?
I tried and I failed.
Yeah. I don't even
I think on my mini account I was like, okay, I'm gonna go hard on Expo. I'm not gonna like worry about any other deck but Expo.
That's what
I spent like 99 cents on the Evo Knight for Expo and I played it and I just suck.
Yeah.
So It's been a long time since I've been back in that mini account, but yeah, I tried it. It's not my favorite. Definitely not my favorite.
It's definitely, it's hard. It really is, especially in mid ladder. It's almost impossible with mid ladder. But let's talk about the top 10 finishes of last season as well. We're just talking about just the Evos. So I'll just go. I have a whole list of just the Evos that the top 10 has used. So we got the Ice Spirit. It's been used one time. The Valkyrie one time. The Executioner one time. And the Snowball one time. And the Dark Goblin one time. The Skeletons one time. And now we go into Archers 2 times, which was the Expo deck. Then we got Tesla 2 times, which was the Expo. Then we got Bats 3 times. Then Wall Breakers 3 times, and the Goblin Barrel 3 times. So those are your evolutions that your top 10 finishers from last season used. So if you guys are wondering what are probably the best evolutions, or just the best evolutions, is probably you might want to get those evolutions and play those because your top 10 are playing them. What were you using, Treck?
Yeah, exactly. I was using the Evo Bomber and Evo Executioner. I feel like those are. I think Evo Bomber is just like not that good, but I guess we're gonna be talking about it later. In my deck specifically, Evo Bomber is better than any of the other like potential Evos in the deck. So
gotcha, yeah. Alrighty, that is the Clash news. I don't know anything else other than that, but let's go ahead and talk about the new evolution iDrag for this season. So basically its ability is, it's normal attack. It's the beam or whatever, but what it does is it does not reset when it finds a new target. Now, if it lasts for 9 seconds and he hasn't found a target, I think then it resets. And 9 seconds is a long time, so it's hard to get to that point. But it does reset to zap or anything electric, basically. Anything that iDrag, or not the iDrag, but the E-Drag, troops like that will reset it. But what do you guys think about the new evolution here?
I think it's like really good. But I think if someone's able to figure out what a good cycle deck with it is, I think it's going to be probably one of the best evolutions, because the problem with it is that when you pair it up with Lava Hound and other beatdown decks, I feel like it's hard to get to it quickly because of the elixir cost. But I think that the ability is really, really good. And if you're able to get to it really quickly, then it just provides so much pressure and keeps the opponent on their toes.
So you made a great point. For me, the problem with this evolution is that it's a 2 cycle. And, I play Lava Hound or I use iDrag in the Lava Hound deck. And there's probably 75% of my games, I can't even get to the actual evolution. So a lot, and that's just me sometimes not even trying to cycle, because sometimes if you just cycle on iDrag, it's kind of bad in certain situations. And there's sometimes you can't even use the iDrag, especially in like log bait. Like there's not a good time to actually use him. So, but yeah, I think overall this evolution is awesome. I love it. Caleb, what do you think?
Yeah, so do I. When I first saw that they were doing this to the iDragon, I'm just like, what? This is insane. And then I'm like thinking to my head, man, I hope we can still reset stuff. Like it can be reset at least. And obviously it can. Did this thing get a nerf before yet or no?
No,
you guys think it's balanced?
Yeah, I don't think so. See, I don't think it's overpowered either.
I think it's balanced, but I mean, I think, so like I've been playtesting with it a little bit. And I think that if someone's able to figure out a cycle deck, like I said before, with Evo iDrag, with NATO, I think it would be great, because it only has a 9-second duration. And if it's all the way across the map with the ability, 9 seconds is usually enough. But with the NATO, it could pull stuff in so that it could lock onto something and reset the 9 seconds.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Or maybe a fisherman. I'm not sure. Like maybe an RG Evo iDrag RG deck with fisherman could work. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I can't wait to the end of the season and see if there's any top 10 playing iDrag,
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen some streamers play it and they seem like, obviously they're pros, but like they seem to make it just really good. Like it's crazy because I watch Hunter and he's been messing around with it and he played it in a recruits deck and made it work. Like it was his win condition. Like I don't understand how people do this. It was stupid.
Oh my gosh. And recruits can be really annoying too because their dashing ability and the fact that you can't kill them until they get to the river like 99% of the time just makes them ridiculously strong.
Yes, absolutely. All right, but that is it for the Evolution iDrag. Let's go to the balance changes, and we're going to talk about the nerfs first. And let's talk about the Boss Bandit. It got a 3% hit point nerf. So I'm glad they nerfed the HP, but I think 3% was a little not enough. What do you think, Treck and Caleb?
Yeah, I don't think 3% is enough. I think it definitely needed somewhat of a damage nerf because I think like killing goblins in one shot is kind of crazy. And like, I don't know how many hits it takes to kill a knight, but I feel like whenever I put my knight down in 5 seconds, it's dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is. I don't know. Maybe the dash.
This thing is so annoying.
It is very annoying. And I'm glad that they made it to where you can only do its ability twice. Because imagine doing it like, I guess most champions.
I feel like twice is too much in my opinion. Like it is annoying.
True.
Maybe do you think they should reduce the damage of the dash?
Maybe
because you're doing it twice,
or maybe the hit time slower,
or the hit time slower. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's definitely not enough though.
Yeah, exactly. I see it all the time.
Yeah, it's definitely the best champion in the game by far.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go with the Goblin Hut, Caleb's favorite card now. You're welcome. It got a 6% HP nerf and a spawn speed nerf of 6%. So 6% slower.
Well, it was my favorite card now.
Oh, but it's already live now.
It's still live.
It's still really good. Like it is. I'm seeing it.
This is probably the best defensive building. Is that right?
I don't know.
My
Jack, what do you think? It's got to be top 3 defensive building in the game right now.
Yeah, it's really the best defensive building. I don't know after the nerf, but I know like pre-nerf it was because Cannon's gotten those. I think I got 2 nerfs if I'm not mistaken.
What, Cannon or the Goblin Hut?
Yeah, because Cannon was the best by far, and then it just fell off a little bit. Also because of Goblinstein getting nerfed too.
Yes, yeah. I think you're right. I think Cannon did get 2 nerfs. But yeah, from what I'm playing, I'm seeing a Goblin Hut like crazy, especially in the Grand Challenge or the Global Tournament or whatever. I'm seeing a ton of Goblin Hut, and it's super annoying. But obviously, I'm playing it too. I'm playing like this E-Giant Bowler. Or is it Bowler? Yeah, Bowler with Goblin Hut in it, with Tornado, Lightning, and whatever. But yeah, it's I've been seeing it a lot. It's crazy. But it's a really good card, though. It's really good defensive, and they spawn like crazy. Like, it's super fast. Like, a P.E.K.K.A. does not have enough time to hit the building. There's a goblin that always spawns. So it's just fascinating, which is great because I hate P.E.K.K.A. I'd rather play Goblin Hut than P.E.K.K.A. But all right, let's go with the Lightning gets a 10% Crown Tower damage. This is huge.
This is stupid.
Why? What do you think? Why?
Why
stupid a lot?
Like,
What do you mean?
Is this a nerf?
Yes, this is a
Better be a
nerf.
nerf.
This is a nerf. Yeah, we're talking about the nerfs.
Okay, never mind. Yeah. I'm good. I'm happy. My bad.
I can edit that out. Or will I?
You can edit that out. I don't care what you do. I was in La La Land at that point. But what I'm saying right now is, if they ever give that card a buff, I will delete this game.
Yes, this was definitely.
It's still a top like 2 spell in the game. I was looking at Royal API, and it's like right with Fireball and Ultimate Champion right now.
And that's a lot of that though is because of the witch though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and it's like they're expecting us to well, with the witch nerf, it's barely even a nerf. It's like they're expecting us to deal with the witch when they just nerfed the biggest counter to it.
Yeah. Well, they just nerfed the tower damage, which actually is. This was definitely fine with me. Like I'm actually glad they did this because we're seeing a lot more lightning, and it'd be dumb for them to win games off just lightning because the evolution witch. So I understand why they're nerfing this, but yeah, it's definitely by far the best or the second best spell in the game.
I agree. I agree with the tower damage. I think they should have nerfed it maybe to 15% or maybe even 20%. Wow. Because like Lava Lightning is one of those one of the best decks last season. And I saw people using Lightning with Mortar and Lightning with Recruits, which was never used before. And that's when if people are putting it into decks that were traditionally not using whatever card it is, then it's strong.
Wow. Yeah, see, I need to implement Lightning in my Lava Hound deck, but I play Lava Miner, so I really need to figure out what I need because I'm getting ate up with the with witches right now. It's ridiculous, but yeah, by far, guys, Lightning is a very good spell. Definitely play it, even still after this nerf. And then we got the Ice Bear Evolution. The blast damage got a 33% deduction. So, the damage, I guess. I don't know if I said damage, but yeah. Which is fine. I mean, it's still a 2-tick. It stuns them twice. And yeah, I think it still kills skeletons. And I think, does it kill spear goblins? I think it does.
I don't think it does. I don't think it does anymore.
The second tick might, but probably not the first. I don't know.
No, I think it's for both of them. For both of them, it does the 110 hit points worth of damage instead of 163.
I gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
So now it does the same amount, and I don't know if this is a good nerf. I feel like it might be a little bit too much, but I'm not too sure.
Yeah, 33% is crazy. Honestly, like that's big. But I don't know. And then let's go with the Evolution Witch. The heal per skeleton got a 12% knock. So instead of 73, it's only 74. So yeah, what do you guys think about that?
I have a question.
Yep.
So when I got back into this game, which was like a week ago.
You mean like 3 days ago?
So when I finally started playing competitively again, trying to get back into the game, trying to figure out what's new and stuff like that, witches everywhere. Was this before the Evo came out? Or
the reason why the witches everywhere is because of the evolution.
It's because of the evolution. That's what I thought. Because
people that
I knew that the evolution was coming out, but like
it's so bad.
It's everywhere.
It's so bad that people don't have the evolution and they want to just play witch.
That's why I said that. That's why I asked that question, because literally they don't have an evolution, but yet it's everywhere.
Yeah, it is.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, I think it still heals fast though.
I don't know who had this take. I forgot who it was. I'm trying to remember, but it was definitely a YouTuber, and they were saying like, I think it might have been Tag, but anyway, they were saying like implementing like evolution cards that heal themselves are just bad for the game. Like I kind of agree. Like I like the concept of this evolution, how it heals and stuff, but like it just is so annoying because if you like literally mess up one time, you're just screwed. You're done, and you get 3 count. You know, like I don't like I don't like the P.E.K.K.A. The P.E.K.K.A. was overpowered whenever it came out, but I don't know. That's just my thoughts. I hate cards that heal themselves. Like I hate the battle healer. That thing can just die.
No,
Did you just say you hate the battle healer?
Yes. Is that
how
what
freaking dare you, sir?
I was like, is that what she's called? I don't remember.
I love the freaking battle healer. You say you're sorry.
Yes. I will not.
What do you hate? What do you hate more? This is important. What do you hate more, the elixir golem or battle healer?
Elixir golem by far.
Hey, thank you. I rest my case. That's all I need.
Okay.
All right.
That was the nerfs, guys. Let's go to the buffs. The cannon cart got a 5% hit point buff. So the card is still dead, guys. I hate to say it, but I love the cannon cart, but it's just after the rework, it's done. You know what I mean? It's just not the same anymore.
Do you think they'll change it back because it is never going to be the same?
It's not looking promising.
No.
No.
I think they need another rework of this card because how they're doing it's awful in my opinion. Like
they need to go back.
It's completely trashed.
Yeah, they need to go back to where it was because it was so unique. No other card was like that.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like
whenever it was so good.
Whenever it dies, the his hit point bar basically reset. You know, but now his health bar is built. I don't even know how to say it, but like if you lightning it, it's pretty much a dead card. Like before, if you lightning it, it would just wait. Did lightning kill the whole card? Or I don't think it did. I think it just killed the first.
If the shield, are you talking about if the shield's down or up?
When it was not, when it was up, right? Like when you just laid if you just laid the cannon cart down, and if you lightning it, I don't think it lightning it twice, did it? I think it's just lightning it once.
No, lightning it once.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, once.
Okay.
And if you put anything near it, then it just kills it too with the current state that it's in right now. So it's like in double elixir is when it really struggles, but in single elixir, you can just bait out their lightning.
True.
So
yeah.
Wait, does the lightning only lighten one troop once?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay.
Except for like Goblin Cage, like there's some weird interactions with lightning.
Really?
And the Phoenix, I'm pretty sure it kills the egg.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting. That's very interesting. Could you imagine that the lightning could like zap one troop like 3 times? Bam, bam, bam. That would suck.
Don't give Supercell any ideas.
No, that's just the void.
They probably killed the freaking.
Yeah, that's the void,
now.
bro. That's the void.
That's the void.
Oh, that is the void. Shoot.
All right, let's go with the Goblin Demolisher. Also got a lifetime after the 50% HP. It got a 25% buff. I don't know about you, Caleb or Treck. I have not seen this card, and I don't care to. But what do you guys think?
I think I gotta use this card because 2 seconds it doesn't sound like a lot, but it is a lot.
Yes, yeah. It'll work good with drill, right? I'm pretty sure some people play with drill.
Yeah, it works well with drill and actually works well with Evo drill. I've been seeing someone use a Boss Bandit version with Evo Tesla when Evo Tesla isn't really in the best spot right now.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if it's good towards the end of the season.
Bro, bring Tesla back. We need that death shock again. Please bring that back. I loved it. All right, let's talk about the other buff, the Little Prince. The Guardian damage got buffed by 1%, and the ability damage got 11% buff. So, which was this card definitely needed it. It was one of the worst cards in the game, and it was definitely one of the worst. It was the worst champion card in the game So finally, after a long time, it seemed like it's getting some love.
Yeah, and important thing to note here. So for the Guardian damage, the reason why they did 2% is so that it can kill goblins, which is definitely a lot better.
See, I didn't notice that because I thought like 1%. Like, why would they even change that to 1%? The Guardian damage, but so it had a 2-tap the goblins.
Yeah.
Interesting. So now just 1 taps.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, that's huge. That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah, and the explanation that they gave is pretty interesting about how people just used it to get the 3-card cycle. So like they're seeing that, thankfully, because it's like people would just use it in the rocket cycle decks, and then Mohammed Light and like some other really good players have just pushed up to the top 10 and just used that deck. And you see, I feel like almost every season, you do see someone using like rocket cycle in some sort, in at least maybe in the top 100. So
gotcha. Yeah, I'm definitely now for me, I haven't seen it a whole lot, but like watching Hunter, I see him play against it a lot. So yeah, I know it's out there, and it's definitely brought the card back to life anyway. Let's go with the Rune Giant. It got a 6% health point or hit point buff. Is what it is. Or yeah, the hit points. So yeah, it's just a little bit stouter now, and the card's still dead. Like it's just I think 5.
You think it'll still be dead?
I think so. I mean, why? What do you think, Caleb?
I don't know.
I did see it in the global tournament today and got clapped. So that
did
was
it
that.
Really?
But I played absolutely stupid. But we won't.
I
we
like
won't talk about that.
I love this card because I like how unique it is. Like
That's true. Yes.
I like how it just buffs other troops and makes them stronger.
I love how when they brought this
really
card
like
in the Berserker, they like look the same and they synergize really well with each other. But yeah, I don't know. I think the card needed some sort of buff, but I don't think it's going to be really that good, especially in like the pro level. So that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I think that it needs like a rework of some sort where it does like it synergizes well like with more cards, because I feel like there's, like you said, Berserker and even like Inferno Dragon and sometimes Little Prince it's good with, but the majority of the cards it's not really good with. Okay. And with like Wall Breakers, it can't even synergize with it, like for example, because it just hits once.
Yep. Okay, what do you guys think about this? It just popped in my mind. So what if they did a rework like a 3 elixir ice golem? So it's got a health of an ice golem. It's slow like the ice golem, but it's 3 elixir. What do you guys think about that? Because now it has that ability.
What's the buff?
Well, the buff is it's only 3 elixir, and it has still got its where you get 2 cards that get a buff or whatever. You know what I mean? Because then you can really cycle. Because imagine getting putting it into a cycle deck and having multiple out there. I don't know.
Yeah, and then you have the slowdown effect too, and it's also like the speed of it is slower than a Rune Giant. A Rune Giant, I think, is medium speed, and then Ice Golem is slow speed. So it would help,
Yeah. But to me, I think 5 elixir is just too much for a card that's just kind of, I don't know, it's weird. I don't know how to explain it, but I definitely agree. Exactly, it definitely needs a rework of some sort. And then for me and Caleb, our worst enemy, the Evolution Wizard gets a buff of the explosion damage of a 22%.
This is stupid.
Oh man, I'm glad it's just the explosion damage, but still, it's
I hate this freaking card. Harry Potter sucks. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I know. I hate it too. I'm glad
I'll stop being hated.
I'm glad it's just the explosion damage though. They could have did like the
That is true.
the shield, was stronger or something like that. I'm glad they didn't do that, but
Yeah. They could have done a lasting damage effect onto it, like where it burns you a little bit longer. That'd suck.
230
You
damage.
guys don't see.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No,
sorry.
Go ahead.
Do you guys not see a lot of executioners? Because I know that those would be competing for the Evo slot.
No, I have been seeing both for sure. I'm actually seeing more Evolution Wizard than I am Evolution Executioner, but I see them both regularly. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people that I played, they don't play Evolution Exy. They play other stuff, which is kind of weird. But I see more. I see more Evolution Wizard for sure. But I'm also mid ladder, so. And then, guys, we got 2 reworks. Well, I guess it's just one, but so the Hunter Evolution, the net duration went down 25%, and the net cooldown went down 25%, but the first hit speed went up 13%. So it hits faster. So, and that goes with the regular Hunter as well. The first hit time speed is 13%. So this card was pretty good. Now, the only thing is like this card is only seen in RG. So, but yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Treck and Caleb?
I think that it definitely hurts the card. I went against the Evo post nerf. I think it's a nerf at least. And I think the Evo is just not that good anymore because it allows the troop to move, and that was the only thing that was saving the Evo. The regular Hunter, like I guess the first hit time part of it, you barely even notice it.
Yeah, right. But like I said, I think the nerf, quote unquote, this card definitely needed something because it was really good. Like it just destroyed any push. Like you make a big push, it just melts it. It's stupid. But I'm glad they did this nerf because this is a type of card I don't want to be OP in the arena. So
it's like similar to Evo E-Drag in a way. You can't really do anything against it unless you spell it down.
Yes, definitely. Kind of like the Evolution E-Drag, Caleb.
Loved it.
It's still a really good card, though. Especially in 2v2.
Freaking love that card.
Okay, speaking of 2v2, how you guys doing in 2v2?
I'm doing good. Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually intrigued of... So, Treck, are you ranked yet?
Yeah, right now I'm 500, but my partner and I got to, I think, 30 in the world or something like that earlier in the season, but
no kidding. But that's early in the season, so yeah.
Early in the season. We'll see how it mixes up because there's still a week left. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 week left already. Yeah, I'm gonna try to hook up karate, and we're gonna see if we can get some sort of ranked, but we'll see.
Oh yeah, because Caleb's got a rank I saw, and you don't. You gotta.
Nope, I don't have a
rank. You
rank.
Gotta beat out Caleb. He's been playing Moko. You've been keeping up.
Yeah, well, that's nuts.
Caleb got lucky, so.
That's also true.
Yeah, I think. And Yeti got a rank too, so I'm really gonna have to step up my game. So.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We got a deck spotlight for you guys. Well, Treck does anyway. And he's going to explain this deck. And I think Caleb's got a few questions too because he loves drill and he doesn't really play drill a whole lot, but he's probably going to switch to drill now. But yeah, this is going to be a great session. And also, guys, Treck made this like awesome drill guide. and I'll have that in the link below. So there's going to be a link below in the description or whatever. So check that out because he went in really good detail, and it is awesome. So Treck, I really appreciate you making that. I'm sure that took you a lot of time, but that guide is awesome. And if I was a drill player, I'd definitely be. Yeah, I don't even know, but it was a really good guide, dude. It was awesome.
Thank you. It took me a little bit, but I hope that it helps some people out there. My deck is pretty much, kind of control, kind of cycle, because you have the Evo Bomber and you have the Evo Executioner in there to get that splash damage, but you also have the Dagger Duchess to get the kill the, I guess, bigger tanks and everything like that, and clean things up without having to spend a lot on people's pushes. But I think it's a great deck. It does fall in and out of the meta depending on what's good or what's not. Like in P.E.K.K.A metas, it's not the best deck, but I feel like if you, and I've like seen with my own gameplay and like experience, that if you play perfectly with this deck, it's basically unstoppable in a lot of matchups. Now,
is this deck, I was talking to Caleb a little bit, and see, I don't really play drill, so I don't really know, but is drill decks kind of played or are similar to a graveyard deck? Because I feel like if you play a bad graveyard, you just create a huge push and you won't be able to defend. I feel like that's the same way in a sense with drill.
A little bit, except that you can go for drills sometimes. Just like when you're playing graveyard, you can go graveyard, just playing a graveyard onto a cannoneer tower.
True.
It's basically where it's better to have a counter push with it, but you can play it on top of the tower. And it depends on like what tower troop they have. Like if they have a Duchess and they have log, then it's probably not best to do just a regular drill onto the tower because they get a +2 trade. Yeah. But in a lot of situations, it's a great way to cycle and keep your cycle good and not awkward.
Yeah, definitely. And I did forget about this, but here is the deck anyway. It's Evolution Bomber, the Evolution Executioner. It's got Tornado, then obviously the Drill. It's got the E-Spirit, the Fireball, the Knight, and the Guards. And like Treck said, you guys are running the Dagger Duchess. So that is the deck that we're talking about. That Treck, I think, finished 600 or whatever in the world with this, right?
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Yeah, I did, and it's crazy because to kind of demonstrate that it is basically possible to beat any matchup. This was in the meta with Giant and Lumberjack Prince. That's really good.
Oh my
and
goodness.
A lot of people have said, and it's pretty true, that with Duchess it's really hard to go against Giant decks, but with this deck it's possible to beat it, because your win condition is literally a building that can be placed defensively. Mm-hmm. And I think that's like one of the best characteristics of drill, is that you can play defense with it and offense, and most win conditions you can't do that.
And all of these cards like synergize well. You get the Knight for a really good defensive card. Obviously the Guards are really good. They can't be taken down by arrows or any spell in that matter, besides poison probably. And then you got Tornado, which when I was talking to Caleb earlier before we got on, that I can't play drill without Tornado, because you can do some funky stuff with drill. You can really surprise your opponent with a Tornado. You know, if you play like if you play your drill in front of their tower, and then you have, your Evolution Bomber or your Executioner, you just Tornado everything towards the, your drill, and you're just getting a massive damage in my opinion. But yeah, it's, those four cards, the Evolution Bomber, the Executioner, Tornado, and Drill are awesome. They are really cool to play together for sure.
Exactly. And one thing to add is that Evo Executioner can just bail you out of everything. when the card came out, I was like apprehensive about using it, but right now I feel like it's way better than Evo Knight because less people are using Dagger Duchess. But when people are using more Dagger Duchess, it's better to use the Evo Knight. The Evo drill is not good, so just don't worry about that.
Yes. Now, let's say, what if they don't have, let's say they don't have Evolution Bomber or Evolution Executioner? What are some substitutions you think?
I think doing the Evo Knight would work, as well as Evo Ice Spirit would be best for the other Evo instead of E Spirit, because well, I think that E Spirit is good, really good with the Dagger Duchess, but Ice Spirit Evo is definitely still a good card, especially because it does those two Ice Blasts, which stops a lot of pushes like, Sparky and, swarms and everything like that.
Gotcha. Now, on your guide, I'm under subs, and you pointed out, if you don't have guards leveled up or whatever, you can play goblins. You can play Valk instead of the Knight. And this is interesting. Lightning instead of Fireball. And then you just talked about the Ice Spirit instead of the E Spirit. I actually like the Lightning, but you do have like a lot of splash too. So like I understand like if you don't want to play Lightning, you got Fireball and Xe would probably clean a lot of that stuff up, or just an Xe and a Tornado will clean a lot. What would Lightning would anyway? You know what I mean? But
exactly, I think like after the nerf, it might be not as good, and it is very clunky. I've tried to work it out with other decks, other variations that are similar, because I've kind of developed, it's like I feel like Hypno a little bit in a way, because I've kind of developed my own niche. Like he has it's very well, his decks are very similar to Log Bait with the Wall Breakers and the Evo Goblin Barrel, but he has Duchess and sometimes doesn't run a small spell. So I feel like I'm kind of similar to him in a way, because I'm running some like off meta deck that's usually ran with Princess Tower, but it's ran with Dagger Duchess, and like the Duchess is kind of helps out with like the awkward situations as well as the like the damage output, which I kind of explained in my guide there. That's why Princess Tower isn't the best, since like you would probably have to fireball like spear goblins or something if you really didn't want to take damage, and everything like that. So, and Tornado, the nerf did a little bit to it, but I think it'll still work in a lot of situations as long as you're passive and you don't over rely on it, especially on like those goblin games and everything.
And plus with this deck, 9 times out of 10, when you're playing, you will have your King Tower activated. So, because with that Tornado, you'll so it's really good. Now with like Hog Rider and Ram Rider or whatever, when do you like put your drill like defensively?
Okay, so for Ram Rider, you would put it right in front of your tower, or to just stop the Ram Rider from charging,
so kind of
and
like
to kind of reset the charge. And you would put that right, I guess the Ram Rider's in front of the drill, because then it gives it more time for your tower to kill it. Yeah. And then for Hog, you usually play it towards the end of the game when you're trying to spell cycle them, because most of the time they can outcycle you, since at least I've been running against some that run Mighty Miner, so they have the 3-card cycle.
So mainly with Hog Rider, you're just using your Tornado to defend it. Is that right? Or maybe guards or something?
So usually I run Tornado against it, and sometimes I do guards as well as like E-Spirit to kill it. But if my Dagger Duchess is overwhelmed, then that's not a viable option. But I sometimes do drill against it. In single, you can get away with tornadoes almost every single time.
Caleb, you have anything?
No, I think he summed up a ton about it.
Yeah, he did. Now talk about, I don't know if you're on your guide here, but you're talking about your placements, and you have it to where drill is placed like off the path by one tile, if you know what I'm talking about, on both sides. Now what is the point of that instead of having it directly in front?
So the point of that is to for the first goblin that pops out to not hit the building. So if you offset and the people listening could see what I'm talking about in the guide, that the first goblin pops out and it doesn't hit the building, it hits the tower directly. It is an interesting part of the game, and a lot of people don't know about this, and I think it's one of the best tips, especially when you're going against a really like high level player, or if you just need damage. And another thing is that if you offset it to the closest to the king tower, not away from the king tower, then you can get the drill to the tower faster if you're in a very tight situation. But the other side is a great option too, when you're trying to make them switch, especially if you're switch up their building placement, especially if they're going to predict it.
Gotcha. And then I just scrolled down to your defensive drills. That placement that you have on that picture, that placement, that will pull most things. I'm pretty sure that's what you said on the guide there. It'll pull balloon and stuff like that, right?
Exactly. And I put it more kind of to the right or left, depending on where it's at. But I put it more kind of towards the tower, I guess the Duchess Tower, you can call it, for the balloons, because they can play it in that spot where it doesn't pull as easily to the center. So usually I'll play it kind of more towards the tower so that I can get it to be pulled to the drill and then tornado it after the drill dies.
I guess that makes sense because, your reaction time with the drill is a little bit hindered because it takes time for it to travel. So that would make sense.
Exactly. And you have to keep that in mind as well. Especially with, princes too, is a good thing to put that in the middle, to kind of slow it down. So it is great to use it on defense, but you have to know when to play it on defense or offense. Or if you want to, use guards instead of, goblin drill on defense. So you have to kind of pick and choose and see kind of if you can counter push off of it. And, if you're in a life or death situation for getting their tower compared to what you have on your tower left for HP.
So Caleb, is this a deck you're going to try?
Yeah, definitely.
And you don't have Evolution XE though.
I don't know. That might be an issue, but we'll see.
Okay, so for Caleb's instance, now you have Bomber. I know that. Would it just be best to have Drill Evolution, or would you rather have the Evolution Knight?
Probably the Evolution Knight. But if you don't have the Evolution Knight, you could do the Evolution Valkyrie.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, I think you have Knight though, Caleb. Don't you?
Yes, I have Evo Knight.
What about?
I have Drill, and I have Bomber.
What about Dagger Duchess? You have her 15?
Yeah.
You're set to go, man.
I am set to go.
Yeah, you're going to become a drill pro.
Seriously,
we'll see. We'll see.
From the moment we started playing, he fell in love with this a drill deck. I don't know, 4 years ago, and he kind of stopped playing it and started playing Golem because he didn't want to have any skill in the game. He just wanted to lay. No, I was kidding. But
I mean, that is also true. So like I created this own drill deck, but then it sucked because I created it and that's why it sucked. But it was so much fun to play. And I still remember to this day, it was basically when you get down one tower, I'll just send my Mighty Miner on the tower that's down, and then I'll just transfer it over.
That was when
freeze, raid.
Yeah, that was
freeze
when,
and raid spell, and then it's gone. And then there you go. You have an 80% chance that getting the second tower because one tower's down when you're using Mighty Miner.
That was
Mighty Miner was my favorite card.
Hey, yeah, that was when the Mighty Miner can run a 4-4 and a 100-yard dash.
yeah. It did well. Big chunky, lost a lot of weight. So
yeah, that was only for 1 or 2 months until it got nerfed.
Yeah. It was so much fun.
But yeah, Caleb, you should definitely try this out. And
I'm definitely going to. I can't wait. And I might need coached on it, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, definitely. All right, we got one comment on Spotify. Davey, he said, what do you guys think of Surtag's evolution rankings? At number 1, he had Witch, the Cannon, Ice Spirit, Bats, and Hunter. And this was a week ago, guys, when he mentioned this. And then he said the worst being number 1, the Drill, the Wizard, P.E.K.K.A, Mortar, and then the Musketeer. Also, he said the 6th worst was E-Drag with a crying emoji. So we could just talk about the Surtag's best evolution. He said, okay, I'll just repeat it real quick. Witch, Cannon, Ice Spirit, Bats, and the Hunter. Which now Hunter is out of the question, I'd think, after the, I guess, quote unquote, rework, or you know what I mean? So, but anyway, what do you guys think?
I think like the Cannon is very overrated in terms of an evolution because of the reduced radius that they did to it. I don't know. Personally, I'm not a fan of it, so I'm probably not the best person to ask.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I'm also not like the expert of Cannon either because I don't hardly ever play Cannon.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. Witch is number 1, probably. But man, looking at the top 10 finishers, like I think the archers are so underrated. Like they can give you so much value. It is crazy, especially if you outcycle like their small spell. It's crazy. But see with Mortar too. Yeah, where did he have Mortar?
He had it. You said I think
the 4th worst. The 4th worst.
6.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah, I think the Mortar really is bad now, and I think it's mainly because of the stupid Cannon rework that they did. Because they just work so well. I don't know either. I really don't, but
that's true. But like at the same time, it's like conflicting because it's like when you go against Mortar, every single time they use the evolution, they never kind of try to pivot and, choose a different evolution to be in that slot.
Yeah, true.
It's just those goblins are like annoying and it also shoots. I think it's 0.2 seconds faster or 0.1 or something.
It is faster, yeah.
Yeah, and it does like help out a little bit, but I feel like it's just getting like a lot of these evolutions I feel like are getting taken down because of all these new evos coming out. So it's harder for the for OP evolutions to kind of like be the best out of the best except Evo Witch.
Yeah, guys, maybe next episode we'll do like a tier list of the evolutions. I think that'd be a lot of fun. But again, Treck, I really appreciate you coming on the show again. Again, thank you for this guide. It is awesome. And it is you definitely need to make more if you have time because that was extremely fun to read. But Caleb, I appreciate you coming back on too.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely try to.
What were you going to say?
Oh, and if anyone wants me to add anything to the deck, just let me know on Discord. You put my Discord in there.
Yeah, definitely.
Or if anyone wants to kind of leave a comment on the podcast, and I'll make sure to do like a guide, like a separate guide, or add on to the guide, whatever that needs to be added onto specifications.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'll do it.
That's awesome. But that's going to do it for this episode, guys. We'll see you on the next one.